I'm Nikwe. I'm a guitarist, composer, arranger, producer, and a music tutor. I love her music, listening to it, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Have a nice gig, have a nice jam session. We have our final rehearsal today. Let's see how we're going to jam to this, and I'm sure we'll have a good time. Okay.
Yeah. And you'll be playing this for a little while before I come out, because usually I let it kind of cycle around, and then I come out and I do a little monologue, and you go back to the phrase.
Okay, so that's the second phrase.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Cause nobody can do the things you do. Stepping cool, you're original. Push your claim. Stepping mean in the rodeo. Show up. So we're getting captured right now, kind of preparing for tomorrow's show here at Tiba, and I'm really excited. My guitarist here is one of Ghana's finest, who is highly recommended by my brother One Love. So we're going to give folks quite a show tonight, and the song Legend is it's kind of like my epitaph to saying I've gone through some things, or I wrote it for anybody who's gone through something and just needs to hear their rocky music. So Legend is that story for anybody who's been down but got back up again, and that's kind of what my record, The Ceremony, is all about. Rocky music to remind you of who you are and where you're going. So Legend is going to be the first song of the evening. I'm a legend. You're a legend. Straight to the moon. I'm gonna wait in now take me to the verse changes.
My name is Tony Pra. I'm from Tip Media, and I'm here, the shop photographer for Yahzarah's performance tomorrow. That is Friday. She's live in Ghana, and she's an amazing actress. I met Yahzarah on Instagram, and I went to check out some videos on YouTube, and damn, man, she's so beautiful and so good at what she does, and I'm glad to, use what I know how to do to document the life of Yahzarah in Ghana. And I hope you guys over there get to see the beauty in art in Africa, especially here in Ghana.
Straight to the moon. I'm gonna wait in now take me to the verse change.
My name is ARETHA Amasafo Kantanka, and the name of my company is Global Fusion Productions Inc. And we are actually producing this show for Yahzarah tomorrow. It's called Soul Sessions, and it's at Tiba, and it's wonderful to bring soul music back into Ghana. We've always had it, but we need more, and there's nothing better than having soul music. Food for the soul, and we hope everyone comes and enjoys tomorrow, and hopefully Soul Sessions will be something that we continue more and more, with more artists coming in from abroad and artists from Ghana, and us making it happen. Food for the soul, Soul Sessions.
I'm going in my starship. I'm headed straight to the moon. I'm gonna wait in my starship. Straight to the moon. I'm flying away in my starship. Now back to the verse changes, the starship. When you're weary, feeling small. When tears are in your eyes, we don't need somebody, but that person may not be there. That's why I keep my hand in the hand of a man who holds the earth. My mama told me if I really wanna get it, then I best to go and get it for myself. Hell yeah, that's why I put my hand in the hand of a man who holds my life. Yeah, Kojo told me if I really miles get here, you can't tell me who I am. Ooh, walk through the valley of the shadow and get here. When I make more.
This your boy BJ Exclusives. You already know what I'm getting in the studio. Bringing you on the best, because basically I gotta tell you, it took me a long time to find a lot of talent in this country, and we've been blessed by a talent of our heritage coming from outside the country. And it's looking good today. So you already know, before I tell you who she is, we're gonna have a jam session for a minute. And you already know, hashtag Dillo, hashtag no apologies, hashtag uncensored, hashtag basically DJs on the spot. Let's keep it real. A-Town is big, let's ride.
Baby, shake ya, 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 love it. Oh yeah, shake ya, 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 love it. My baby, shake ya, 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 love it. Oh yeah, shake ya, ya, ya. All night long, make we go all night long. I go give you love, and I go give you all love.
I'm DC born, but I'm Ghanaian conceived. My father was a man of the people. His name is Thomas Oduro. He put his two paternal father's names together to make him great, and I put the two paternal and fraternal grandparents together to make myself great. And my music is the birth of all of that. You know, so I'm here to share that all the way from the U.S. coming home here to Accra.
Aquaba.
I want to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who she is, I'm gonna let her tell you her name, because the name's, I'm still trying to figure out her name. I've been thinking about her name since I heard it.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make a very long story short, but when I was 14 years old, I met my father.
Shorty, we got time. Make that long story stay.
Word up. So my mom wanted to start her own business, and so she came here to Ghana, and she got really sick. Like 60% of her body covered in mosquito bites, sick, and got malaria. And my father basically saved her life. They'd met back in the States, and she called him when she got here, and my grandmother, Nana Yajonkoma, saved her life. And he made her feel better while she was here, and she came home with a stowaway named me. So,
wow.
Yeah. She was told she'd never be able to have a baby. So my father says, if you make love to me, I'll give you a baby.
Damn.
So he gave her a baby, made her feel better, and she came home with me. And I lived in Germany for a number of years. I've grown up there, grew up in DC in the US. Some background for Erykah Badu for 7 years, arranged on various songs for her, like Didn't You Know, Orange Moon, Bag Lady. Sung background in the band of Lenny Kravitz for the last 4 years, but I released my own record called The Ballad of Purple St. James, which was considered for a Grammy in 6 categories. And now I'm about to put out my next record because I took a break to be a mom. I had a little baby boy.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. He's like 6 years old now, so it's time for me to get back to me. And I'm releasing this record called The Ceremony. It's about the stuff that I've survived and stood on top of during the last 6 years. And it's basically what I call my Rocky music. It's supposed to help you get through, remember how dope you are while you listen to it. Yes, sir.
When did you start music?
I started in the church. You know, my mom wanted me to have an anchor, so she took me to church, and I started singing. I was 7 years old, but I'm a tiny lady. If you weren't here and you saw me, I'm about 5'1", but I'm strong in heels. And when I was that small, I was about 6, and they used to hold me up so the church could hear me sing. For real, I was really short, and they thought I was a toddler. So, you know, it was there where I learned that music could change your heart. Like my voice could be used to be a vessel. And then when I was 10 years old, I sung at the Kennedy Center, which is a huge thing in the United States, for this huge talent search that was national. And I won first place at the age of 10. And I knew then that I wanted to be a musician. But when I was 5 years old, something very important happened to me. I saw Purple Rain for the first time, which is something no 5-year-old should be seeing, but I did see it.
Not at all.
And I fell in love with this vision in purple.
This is your boy BJ saying, you're going to have a lovely, wonderful time. Let's get it.
Money don't mean a thing, yeah. Keep running. Sometimes a hard time seems
This is your first time?
Yeah. It took me a while to work up the courage because, you know, ultimately, there are a whole lot of things I had to work through to get to the space where I could actually come here. And one day, basically, I did a Facebook search of my siblings' names. I put Oduro Quartet in a Facebook search, and I found like 15 people with my last name. And I started going through the list and asking them were we related, and 13 of them were my siblings. And so it took me years to gather up the courage for us all to get to know each other. But the one thing that's been so amazing to me is that we always, from the very moment we discovered we loved each other. Because I was raised an only child, so I had a deep desire to experience that type of family love. And now, I have a son. He'll be 7 years old next year. He just turned 6. It's important for me that he knows his family. And even coming here has awakened something in me where, I really feel my Rocky music. It's one thing to think you might be royal. It's quite another thing to discover that you actually are. And that's just transformed my life in a matter of 2 weeks. To hear my father's story about his village, to talk about the day he was born and all the farmers dropped what they were doing to run to the village because he was the first boy out of 26 girls to be born. And to hear about him being jailed when standing up against government. And, these are things that I've always been about, but to sit down with the man who's responsible for helping me get into this world and then meeting people who look just like me. My son is the doppelganger of my youngest brother's son. They were 2 weeks apart. They look just alike. That's just like, it's a Shaggy moment. Like, it's just, I feel like everything I've done in my life led me up to today, right now. And it's so important to listen to what the leading is in your life. My sister, 3 of my siblings just lost their mother 2 months ago. And when I heard that, I took my money and I bought my ticket. Because I was like, life's super short. My father turned 85 the day I touched down in Ghana. And I'm home.
BJ's time, you always have shut the mic. And I heard her sing and she bust a couple of rhymes. Make me feel bad. But trust me, this is the voice I want to enjoy. So let's vibe with it.
Word up. Ring the alarm, another child is dying. Whoa, ring the alarm, Yahzarah's homecoming. Whoa, DC boy, ripping bars, driving fine ass cars. I never say no to a microphone, I break it down like I'm at home. 2 shots to the dome when my voice hits you like a boom, boom.
My wonderful sister, Yahzarah, is here from New York. And Ghana is a special place for her. This is a place where she was conceived, but this is the first time that she's actually on Ghanaian soil after conception. So she decided this is her second solo album, and Ghana is listening to it first. The album will actually be out in November. So this is going to be the listening session that we're about to get into, and after you listen to the album, she's going to perform a few tracks. So welcome to Soul Sessions, and here we go.
Just when you thought she was gone, she came on. girl who says she's seen it all before, moving right into the sunset like that old cowboy don't wait. I'm a buffalo soldier moving right along the wind. Just when you thought she was gone, she came on back again to the bridge. And there would be some disappointments and distractions of doubt, but it's just a part of living. Keep your feet on the ground, 'cause nobody can do the things you do. Step and pull your original, push your clean, step and lean in the rodeo. Cowboy John Wayne, I'm a buffalo soldier with riding on the wind. Just when you thought I was gone, I came on back again. I'm a legend, I'm a legend, you're a legend, we're all legends, yeah, I'm a legend.
I was born in Washington, D.C., but I was conceived in Ghana, West Africa. My mother was a beautiful, exotic black woman from Washington, D.C., actually by way of Pennsylvania. And she came here to start her own business, and she met a handsome businessman, revolutionary named Oduro, who rescued her and made her feel better while she was in Ghana. And so she came back with a stowaway named me. And so everybody has a purpose, and I think mine is making music because my background is so interesting. My mother was told she'd never have a child, so I'm her miracle, and I want to be part of sharing miracles with others. But I wrote this song for you because you need to hear your rocky music just like I do. I feel like we're living in times right now where we need all the things we can to encourage us and make us feel better. And I wrote this song for you when you don't feel like getting up in the morning. Your boss is giving you hell, and your bills are unpaid, and you got people making judgments about your dreams, telling you what you cannot do. I want you to look in the mirror and remember exactly who you are and keep running towards the things that you love. So, I wrote this song for you, and when you hear the hook, you can feel free to sing it with me. I tried to make it easy, so that when you did it, you were kind of calling that thing into your life. When I sing it, that's what I do for me. So.
Just keep running, running fast.
Working on these songs yesterday. We met like 24 hours ago and he's doing amazing tonight. Guess I should've known by the way he brought this song, so the ways that have been lost. Well, you're the kind of person who believes in making other words. Should've known when you showed me your horses, Trojan and some of them used. But it was Saturday night, I guess that makes it alright. And you said, honey, what have I got to lose? Well, 'cause you're my little red Corvette, baby. Too fast, oh, my little red Corvette. Felt a little stupid when you took me to the place where your horses run free. Felt a little stupid when I saw the pictures of the jockeys that were there before me. Yeah, I must admit, I started to get nervous. I wondered if I had enough friends. But it was Saturday night, I guess it makes it alright. You said, honey, you got enough gas. Got to listen to the record. How did you like it? For real? Oh, that's awesome. It's taken me 4 years to finish it. 4 years. In 2010, play anything. No dead sound. Play anything. In 2010, I put out a record called The Ballad of Miss Purple St. James. And as my sister Aretha said, it was considered for a Grammy in 6 categories. That year I toured with The Roots. I performed alongside my mentor Erykah Badu as an equal on stage. It was a real good year. And then my husband told me he wanted a divorce. And then I found out I was pregnant. Hey, they probably separated all of them, you know. But I'm so happy because those years made me where I am right now. And this record, The Ceremony, is about me living my life as cedar and sage to release the past and walk into the stuff I can actually change and control. So this record is for you, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I'm glad you like it. That's the big thing. And I wasn't sure. You're never sure. sure. So, even the worst of circumstances can be overcome with a decision to do so. So this song is for you. A place far away from all the dramas where you are finally sovereign and free to do whatever you want to do without the past holding on to you. So, where I don't feel mistreated, but within a place where I feel safe. Gonna go somewhere far beyond the sun and the trees. Gonna go somewhere where nobody knows my name. I'm gonna go somewhere where nobody knows my shame. Gonna lay down the past. See, I'm gonna change my name. In 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm going in my starship. I'm sailing straight to the moon. I'm gonna wait in my starship. Yeah, yeah. See, I'm headed in my starship. I'm going straight to the moon. I'm gonna fly in my falling from the place where the seagulls wanna fly high. Finally found a place where there's more to life than steal it and get it and eat it and find it. Yeah, I'm finally found a place where I can spread my arms, voice and can and fly. Far above the sun and the trees, yeah. I'm gonna go somewhere, yeah, that nobody knows my name. Gonna lay down my past. See, I'm gonna change my name and lay down my heavy burdens in 5. Come on, y'all. 3, say it with me now. 2, that's right. 2, 2, 1. See, I'm going in my starship. I'm headed straight to the moon. I'm gonna wait in my see, I'm headed in my starship. I'm going straight to the moon. I'm gonna wait in my make it pretty now. Your eyes, we all need somebody, but that person may not be there, right? Hey, that's why I put my hand in the hand of a man who rules the earth. Hey, my mama told me if I really wanna get it, then I can still go and get it for myself. Hell yeah, that's why I put my hand in the hand of a man who owns my life. Yeah, my daddy told me if I really want it, then I can still go and put it on my life. Oh, we gotta do it again. No, just two. No.
Let's go again.
No. It's worth it. 1, 2, 3. That's why I put my hand in the hand of a man who knows my life. Yeah, my daddy told me if I really want it, I best to put it on my life. Yeah, that's why I sing it. Yeah. I just need your hand claps. Let's sing. And somebody to feed me lyrics if I screw up. All right. Okay. Let's sing. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. 3, 4, do do do. Where do you come from, baby? And who won't you take me there? I want to be with you, baby. Turn around and you got to be by my fire, baby, honey, come set me free. Cause you know I'm in love. You can do it right if you feel it right.
She's got a soul, man. She knows how to sing. I'm talking this to you. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way she just captures the audience. You know, it's just her and a guitar, and it's brilliant, really good.
We just caught the last 3 songs, and we consider ourselves lucky. It was beautiful.
Gorgeous performance, extremely soulful. You know, it's good to see an American artist, and we're here from America visiting Ghana. You know,
my name is Master Will. I was asked to come and check Yahzarah out by my girlfriend Rebecca, and I haven't been disappointed. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed her music. It's the first time I'm being exposed to her song, and I'm very intrigued. It's been awesome, wonderful.
Purple Rain is one of my favorite songs. Till I heard it tonight. Oh my God, she killed it. Awesome.
It was amazing. Mind blowing. Really, really great performance.
We just came through to Tiba to see Yahzarah, and she killed it, showed pure class, amazing. I am so proud that she has Ghanaian origins. But in this small setting, she gave it all like it was Madison Square Garden or Accra Sports Stadium. But it's crazy to see somebody do it at this level and just come through and just show that kind of class musically, and it was amazing. It was like a spiritual experience. Thank you, Yahzarah. Big up. Our collab is coming. Vim.
The performance was fabulous. She did really well. I love her unique style, her style in clothing, her style in singing. I think she did such a good job, and I really, really enjoyed the performance. And I actually can't wait for her album to come out, because that is definitely something that I will invest in. It was great.
So it was really, really good. The performance was to die for. I thought she was so, I mean, her music's all about feeding the soul, and then she really fed my soul today. It was really, really good.
Honestly speaking, music is all about reaching the soul, and she was able to do that for me. I mean, listening to her, she's able to hit all the correct notes. She's just amazing. I mean, it's amazing to have witnessed her sing. I'm glad I came.
I wasn't coming out today, but I'm so glad I came out. I love the ambience. I absolutely love her voice. I also really like how down to earth she is. Yeah. She really came out during the break to say hi to people, to really mingle, you know, and connect. I really like that.
Myself, I wasn't actually going to come out today, but I heard it on the radio and it was such a great interview. I said to myself, no, by force, I have to come out and see this lady perform, and I'm so glad I did. It was fabulous. And music is all about the soul. I feel like she fed me thoroughly.
You say hurt me so much. I shimmy, so I shimmy more that much. And Chana nipa huafno nipa.
I'm Papa Joe. I'm in Oduro and a sibling to Yahzarah, Dana Williams. Unofficially, we're twins. Officially, she's a kid sister. Haven't seen her in almost 40 years, and it's a pleasure having her in Ghana and experiencing her, getting to know her. And I believe it's a beginning of good things to come. We hope to have her around more and also have her experience us more.
This is the family comedian / ladies man, Kofi, King Jaffe Jofa, Young Nkrumah, My little brother. So I'm gonna let him do his thing.
And I'm loving it. I'm the finest watchman you see. The finest CIA in Ghana. You
Yes,
have to
he's
meet
finest
me
CIA
in Ghana.
007.
I don't like Trump. He gonna beat me. Nope. But
No 45.
I'm purely African. You see, Ghana ba.
My name is Otiwa Oduro. Dana is my sister. The first time I met her was in Brixton in 2001 at an Erykah Badu concert. She called me and she said, "Oh, I'm your sister." I was very excited, so I went with a friend and we went to see her. And when I saw her, I knew she was my sister because she had those lips. I haven't seen her since, and she came to Ghana recently, and we're having a ball. It's good to have her here, and I wish her all the best, and I hope she would come more. My brother, I'm not sure which number he is though. There's so many of us.
Maybe
There's so many Oduro parties.
Last but two.
No.
I'm the last but two. I could be the last before the other
Yeah.
one. And my dad is still alive, 86. I still believe that there are many others around. This is one of our finest dishes that you can find in Ghana. We call it asanka. Asanka is made out of clay, bent clay actually. We have kontomire with palm oil. You can find out this is banku. Banku that is made out of Kondo. Excellent. Kondo. We call this impusum kwine. It is made out of pure goat or sheep meat. Yes, we serve it enough and it's in a pot. Very excellent for Africans or any other Ghanaian. We have a whole lot of dishes they call this greenie. Excellent for your health. You can get this greenie from Tosafi Ademe Parakwaji. You can yo. Then you can get it. Look at it. TZ stew. Solely made for Yahzarah. Nobody can get this. Solely in Ghana and from the royal kingdom of Achime. She's part of us. You see this so much, you know. This is what we call asanka, and this is ginger. The ginger, you see?
Garlic, ginger,
precursor, everything inclusive.
Small breasts and want to go larger breasts and big ass.
Yeah, you can come to
This
Ghana.
for cute. You come to Ghana, eat fufu every day.
I'm more Ghana now.
My name is Nana Kofi Owusu Osei. I'm very happy my aunt is here and I hope she comes back during Christmas.
She's a mother. You know, my grandmother died more than 10, 11 years ago. Mama has been with us from kid time, you know. She's a mother. She bathed us, she cracked nuts for us for school, she did everything for us. And that is Eunice Asamoah, aka Mama. We love her.
I know they bother too much, but men so me want feelings. And see we are my dear, I'm telling me. So
wonderful. Okay. You know, like my sister said on Facebook, I'm coming to Ghana, coming to meet my family for a whole longer year. We met now, and I just want her to believe that she's a Ghanaian. Other than the Trump issue, you know, she's typically Ghanaian. She's part of us. Okay. We want her. She got to be a Ghanaian, stay with us forever and ever. And I want to see my nephew with us
in December.
Going with the zillion of nephews and nieces we have around. Okay. Alex's daughter, Otiwa's daughter, Adome's daughter, my daughter, anybody else. We Africans, we believe in ourselves. We don't believe in traveling overseas and all of things. Ghana is beginning to be the shining star of Africa. Yes. And that is it. And she's going to be one of the opportunities we have. Soon or later, the Ministry of Tourism will give her the opportunity to explore it. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
This world and its caliber of people, and they will watching our
We have here Joseph, one of the siblings, and I think he has a lot to say about having Data here finally.
It's kind of emotional, you know, finding out on Facebook that you have sisters somewhere else. You know, it's interesting, and then having it right here, it's much more refreshing than you would ever think about. So we are entertaining her here. We're making sure that she has the best of her time here, and then we're expecting her back here in December.
Hi, my name is Della. I'm Yahzarah's cousin, and we are so excited that she's in Ghana. Yesterday, her show was so well patronized, and we can't wait to have her back here in Ghana. I am Abena, and here is
Louise.
We are Yahzarah's fans. She's just awesome, and I think everybody should always look out for her. She's coming out really big.
Yes.
Yay, Yahzarah.
Go.
And then Yahzarah doing. Who see Yahzarah in here again and you know what you're like and you know the starting a new exciting course in Ghana. Any Ghanaian, either by parentage or inheritance or any other thing, if you want to have a sense of belongingness, per tradition, we welcome people. Pan-Africanism is the most important thing you can have. When it comes to Marcus Davi and a whole lot of Africans who have helped us, you can come to Ghana, we'll host you, we love you, and we'll get a very important situation or get a very important family for you to belong to. We're having fun here with Yahzarah St. James. She's our finest, and we're hoping that she gets a Grammy, Emmy, whatever awards they have. We have the GMA.
This is Abena. She is one of the pieces of glue that keeps this household running together. She's a beautiful, amazing, selfless soul that I've had a chance to meet here at my sister's house, and she's my little sister too. So Emma introduced everybody to Miss Abena, and my mother's name is Abena, so I can never forget your name. You know, and she's also a little mama around here. She keeps it running straight, and I love her. So the
Straight to the moon, I'm gonna wait in my.
One of the most precious resources of any family is its children, and I always wanted to be in a large family. And when I got my brothers and sisters, I didn't know that I would inherit such amazing kids. So they've been asking me to do this dance challenge with them all week. So we're going to film our dance challenge for your enjoyment.
Okay.
Let's dance, hey mama.
It's a jam.
Y'all want to be with me?
Oh, that
old
come on.
Remove your slippers. This is the school. Hey.
Give it up and let's sing. Hey. I'm too high. Hey. Okay. Too high. Hey. You've been too hot. Hey. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey. 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 Uptown Funk, you let's go together in the line. Hey.
Yeah. So no worries, you got everybody. I'll be right back.
That's Kenya.
If you're looking double, not just your screens. She's the beautiful, the marvelous. If she were popcorn, she'd be poppable.
It's been a good night, and thank God this has been years in the making. I've pretty much waited forever to be with my family, to be in a big family, and the sound and the activities of the evening may be hard for the course for my brothers and sisters, but it's brand new and beautiful to me, and I'm so glad to be here sharing it alive and well. So yeah, welcome to my family and welcome to my homecoming here in Ghana. It's been so sweet.
My hand in the hand of a man who holds my life. My daddy Kojo told me if I really
My name is ARETHA. I'm a Safakantanka. And I started Global African Hair Story in 2012 in New York. There was so much going on about us as African Americans, about our hair, and there was so much controversy between, we had team natural, team weave, team all sorts of nonsense that I was just like, as somebody who was born in America, raised in Ghana, I've always considered myself a Ghanaian American more so than an African American, because I have a specific nation that has defined me. And Ghana, as a Black Star Nation, has always, everybody always sees me, my Black Star Nation. So it's been so much. I grew up with such strong women who were fashionable and hairstyles with my mom, with her afros, with her all sorts of different hairstyles that you will see her doing, from natural to wig to, and then she would tell me about her grandmother who used to actually, she would grow her hair really long and she would cut her hair and sell her hair to make wigs right here in Ghana. So it's not something that somebody brought to us. We've been doing this forever, and in different African cultures, we've always had additives, hair extensions and whatever, and people always did everything. It wasn't about having a European aesthetic or anything. If anything, we're the ones that brought these aesthetics outside, because Africa has basically, had their seeds all over the world. Some by force or some by globalization, as I always say, is not something that people, Africa has always been globalized, whether by force or by choice. And for me, like coming to Ghana and seeing that nobody really cared. Like in New York, I would never go outside with my hair a mess, But in Ghana, I would, I'm sitting here, I'll be sitting in the taxi, with my friends late at night, we're going home. My friend would snatch off her wig in the taxi, and it's not a big deal. In America, there's so many attachments to hair that it's unnecessary to me as a Ghanaian, and seeing, sometimes I feel like we put more to it than is necessary. And for me, our hair story is just another thing than saying our fashion story. My hair has never defined me. I've done everything with my hair, and basically it's like an accessory to me. I have, just like I'll put on a whole bunch of jewelry, I'll put on anything. I wear my hair, I'll put on a wig, my hair is only too soft that I stopped since over 20 or so years that I've never tried to relax my hair ever again, because I tried it once and it was a horrible experience. My hair couldn't take it, and after that I never did it again. But to come to Ghana and to hear people saying, oh, we can't braid your hair without you relaxing your hair, I thought it was extremely crazy. We forgot, in that way there's things that we can learn from each other, from the West and from, our own Africanness, where we seem to lose ourselves. There were never hair braiding where you had to relax your hair, and that is a culture where we forgot how to deal with our own natural hair, because it's become so much weave wig. But now being back in Ghana, I've seen more and more people rocking their natural hair. I've seen like the hair braiding styles come back so much, and with Global African Hair Story, I want to showcase that. I want to showcase that we have many styles, and we always have, and we continue it. And now is a new generation of empowerment, of beautiful young African people that are just, and globally, that are just expressing themselves through their hair, and it doesn't define them. It's just an extension of who they are. And hopefully we'll get to know each other in telling our stories and take away the stigmas and the unnecessary back and forth with people thinking if you don't do natural, you're trying to be a European, or you're trying to be this, or you're trying to be that, and just realize that we're just a culture of fashion, and that our hair is just another form of our fashion that we've brought all over the world, and we continue to do it. And that's what Global African Hair Story is all about.
My name is Yahzarah, spelled Yahzarah.
And Yahzarah is the mashup of my paternal and maternal grandmother's names. Yah, who passed when she was 103 years old, and Zara, which is the flip of my grandmother's name, Sarah, and she passed when she was 86 years old. I'm a singer, songwriter, mother. I toured with Erykah Badu for 7 years and arranged on some of your favorite songs by her. I currently am in Lenny Kravitz's band, and my record, The Ballad of Miss Purple St. James, was considered for a Grammy in 6 categories. I love to make colors with my voice, express myself through fashion, and my cultural identity through my hair. My early childhood experiences involving my hair. Very early on, I was encouraged to understand that my hair was an extension of my pride in who I was specifically as a woman of color. My mother was a beautiful, exotic American woman who looked like she could be Ghanaian herself. And she took me very early to start getting my hair braided. So I grew up sitting in the chairs of the owners of Cornrows and Company of Washington, D.C., Sharon Abney, some of the most amazing visionaries who brought natural hair specifically to the States and brought African women to the States to do hair. It was nothing for me to be sitting in the chair getting my hair done, and the editor of Essence is walking upstairs getting ready to get her hair done. And so for me, very early on, just being in that environment associated my beautiful natural hair with amazing, iconic women. You know, seeing Susan Taylor, of all people, getting her hair done when you're just 6 years old and walking past you to tell you you look like a princess, a beautiful black princess. At the age of 6 in Washington, D.C., where color was code and having natural hair was not necessarily for some in vogue, did many things for me. So I was wearing natural hair in the 80s and the 90s when it still hadn't quite picked up traction. For me, it was an extension of my beauty because every woman in my world thought it beautiful, but that wasn't what was happening around me. Everything from cornrows to braids to individuals, if you saw me, I was wearing my natural hair or an extension to allow it to be a protected style. I was the only kid in my kindergarten class who came that day with a full afro. I told my mom I wanted people to see my crown. Being black, being African, and being proud was always an extension of who I was and always mirrored through my hair. Growing up, especially once you get a little bit older and children become a bit more cruel because of whatever they're exposed to or the lack of exposure. I lived in Germany for 4 years. My mother managed to find somebody even to braid my hair even there. And if she couldn't, she braided my hair herself. But when I returned to Washington, D.C. in the 80s and started going to school, and again, you know, D.C. is one of those places where people still kind of talk about what plantation their family members were, you know, raped on to conceive their grandparents. And having good hair and good color was the thing. So I'm in junior high school and I'm wearing my hair and they're calling me Wilbur, telling me my hair comes from horses, beating me up, throwing me down steps, setting my locker on fire. All of this because my color was not right and my hair too kinky. Even teachers telling me I thought that I was better than other students because of my carriage. But my carriage came from me knowing my identity. And I didn't feel like I should be persecuted. But what I learned was that sometimes people who don't know who they are hate those who do. Lucky for me, I never allowed that to keep me from moving forward. But the most pivotal incident I ever remember happening to me in high school is when I was going to Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Washington, D.C. And I attribute that school to everything great that I am, but I had an instance where I had a director who told me that if our choir had been an African choir, then I could have worn my natural hair. And by this time I had started perming my hair, and my hair was falling out from temporary alopecia, which is what happens when the scalp is damaged by overprocessing. I was losing hair along what they call the lanugo line, which is the little nerve that runs from one side of your ear to the other. And when you see women with their hairlines all the way back, they've damaged it to the point where it's died. And they can no longer grow hair in the front of their heads from all of the processing and pulling that they're doing to it. And it was happening to me. So a pivotal moment for me is my mother made an executive decision. Her child's hair was falling out from acts of self-hatred. Me perming and burning my hair to a crisp so I could get it into a slicked back bun so I could be a part of this choir that sung Negro spirituals and soul music, but was not inclusive of my African-inspired hair. Who knew? Well, I go and I get my micro braids. They're so small, they look like hair from the stage. But the director was incensed. I was a junior in high school, and he demoted me to a first-year status, pulled me off of a trip to Paris and Trinidad that I had worked hard all year to go on, and my mother finally had a light bulb and lost her mind on my behalf and got a lawyer. So there's a law in the books in DC public schools that a child cannot be discriminated against because of their choice to wear their hair, whatever way they want to wear it, because my mom sued DC public schools, or threatened to sue DC public schools. It was a really strong moment for me because my mom, back in the 80s, was one of the women who was harassed by Marriott into perming her hair and getting rid of her natural hair. When my mother came back from Germany in 1987, she had a plume of the most amazing, long, natural hair I think you'd ever see on a woman of color. And she was told that if she didn't start to wear wigs or perm her hair, she'd lose her job. And she'd just stopped being a housewife and was going into the workforce and raising me and needed this job badly, so she permed her hair, and I remember her walking into the house looking like a rooster with the front of her beautiful head all chopped up with this permed, over-processed hair, because the women were so jealous of it, they never did a great job. And so her hair is all chopped up and burned, and she walks into the house and she sits on the couch and she begins to cry. And the look of powerlessness that came over her face, because she was forced to take the thing that made her feel so much beauty and identification with herself. And this is a woman who, when she grew up, boys wouldn't date her because her last name was Brown. So when she came in contact with natural hair, it was her opportunity to say to the world, not only am I brown, but I'm beautiful, and this is an extension of myself, and this hair is me, and I embrace it, and I love me. And so to have this happen to me in high school, it was just the straw for her. And I loved seeing her, for lack of a better word, becoming a warrior for me. Because for a long time I thought that she was weak for having taken that stance, teaching me to be so empowered by my natural hair and then running out and letting somebody burn it to death just to keep her job. I didn't realize there was quiet strength in that sacrifice for me. But it always made me rebelliously identify with me as wearing my natural hair. Now that didn't mean that at times I didn't sew in a weave or, glue on some weave sideburns. I also love TLC, and so I rocked the Halle Berry cut, and I sewed in tracks, and I glued in tracks, and I did whatever because my hair was mine. But at that point in my life, I decided to make a conscious decision to never perm my hair again. And I started to wear my head wraps and really identify twisting my own hair. I started to become the natural hair guru in my high school, helping my other friends make the transition from permed to natural. And then I went to North Carolina Central University for college the next year, and I decided I wanted to become a dance girl. Every girl goes to a HBCU and they want to join the band. And so I had my brand new $250 micro braids in. Not to mention when I went to go get them in, the woman from Senegal who was doing them said, "I'm never doing your hair again unless you get perm. This hair is too kinky, it takes too long to do," and I was so shocked that was my experience with my own folks and getting my hair done. But fast forward, I go to school and I'm sitting in the meeting and I've nailed this thing. I am the dance girl extraordinaire. I am a prodigy. And they tell me, "This is great, but you're going to have to take those braids out." This is a school in the deep South where when some of my friends had gone home for the holidays with their newly twisted hair and no more perms, folks had thought they had converted to new religions, and some of them were cast out of their churches. Self-hatred is real, y'all. It's real. But for them, though, it was an opportunity to stand up for the first time and to self-identify as African women living in America through their hair. And so that's why now, many years later, I'm collaborating with a beautiful set of women, actually from Trinidad, Grenada, other places, who own a salon called New Wave Culture Creations in Brooklyn, where I now live. And it was interesting when they came into my life. I just started wearing my hair blonde again, and I've been bleaching it to death with no rest. And I was starting to have experiences like alopecia, flaking, all the things that happen when you have a fast forward to where I am now, because there's so many hair stories in between now and then that I could tell you. But I like to get to the good part. The challenges shape who you are, and I'm really glad to be a part of creating style and fashion now at this point where the story is happier. So in 2014, I started singing in Lenny Kravitz's band, and he loves this amazing singer who sung for David Bowie named Nina Cherry. And when he got my photo, I'd actually been a blonde in the photos, and he loved that because he loved the fact that I reminded him of Nina Cherry. And so I decided to cut my hair again and go blonde, but I was suffering from keeping that blonde up so much, but I wanted to continue to wear my halo. And I think of myself, when I'm wearing blonde, it is not because I don't love my blackness, because I've been questioned about that. And it's not because I want to be white. Clearly, I'm an African woman. It's because I think of it as my halo. I just wanted my glow to go from the inside out. And I liked it, and I thought it was becoming. But it's hard to keep up, and the hair suffers. So I met a sister through Frenchie Davis, who is on The Voice as well as American Idol, who I was in musicals with when I was in college in Washington, D.C. And she saw my hair and noticed it was very damaged, and I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do next. And her mother is Talani Kennard, who actually studied and apprenticed under the woman who used to do Stevie Wonder, Sarita, Rick James's hair. And she had taught a number of sisters in Brooklyn, 4 of them, how to do this seed braiding. So that my hair is braided in these very tiny braids and then threaded with beads. And they always try to pick specific stones that gather energy into my space, and I thought that was really special. And so they offered to do my hair for free, and so I am a hair ambassador for them. And this time last year, they decided to do these beads on me, and it just stuck. It reminded me of those wonderful days sitting in the chair at Cornrows and Company with Mama Pamela and going to Sharon, and these amazing things happening. This particular incarnation of this hairdo takes 10 hours and 5 women braiding in shifts. The exchange that we have, the things we talk about. There's also a spiritual aspect to when women get together and they exchange this energy through putting their hair together. I meet them, we collaborate, we talk about what we're going to do, we talk about what we want to do through this halo, my crown. We call it a veil. And it is also the product of much research that they've done, going to not only places in Africa, from Nigeria to Egypt, also visiting the Mayans and seeing how this culture is translated all over the world from Africans who visited there well before they were ever put into history. Is the pushback I'm experiencing something I'm getting from the outside world or from my inner community of people of color? Ironically, the hate stares, the weird comments of I could never do that, or I could never sit that, how do you do that, what is that? Is that a wig? I can see your roots. What are you doing? Why do you do that to your hair? Or, I've never had those questions come from people who are not of color. Ironically, maybe they've looked at it as something they see as a symbol of beauty and asked me out of curiosity why I do it and where it's done, but never before have I received more haterade than from some of my own people. But sometimes I think we hate that which we want to be and don't have the courage to do on our own, and some of us are still in extremely oppressive work environments where we can't just express who we are, not only through our hair but through our dress. So, you know, I'm all the way out and full out and with feeling with my hair, with these beading. The idea that some of them believe that they'll never be able to do that on their own maybe is the thing that makes them stare at me. And sometimes people stare at that thing with a look on their face because they don't know how to ask or say how beautiful they believe it is. They've never been in an environment where their own hair was considered beautiful, so why would they consider yours? But what I do enjoy are the young girls, and specifically the little girls, who look at me like a superhero because I'm doing something that they've never seen. And then also, after last year, seeing all the amazing incarnations with beads that I believe that the work that New Wave Culture Creation and myself were doing, just specifically at that time, inspired. I was going to I think what I've been most inspired by is the hair wave of new beading that I've been seeing out in the world that I believe was inspired by our timing with us doing this particular veil. Several months after I did this, I saw Solange put out this amazing photo done by another amazing hair artist. She does hair by Susie in Brooklyn, and she did those very long iconic braids that you saw on Solange Knowles. She also did my very first set of Snow White braids. And then I graduated to go into New Wave. We just really found a simpatico, and so I stuck with them. So it was really exciting and affirming to see Solange and then all these other sisters pick up the gauntlet of bringing back beaded, braided culture, because we kind of lost it. And I love that feeling that I get when I use this as an extension of my body when I perform on stage. I've never gotten more photo ops. and I like that attention. But what I like the most is being able to be part of a fashion wave. And I really commend New Wave Culture Creation for not only picking myself, but Frenchie Davis and a number of amazing and iconic black women to do amazing hair with, from colors to the way that they barber their hair. Sometimes they put amazing shapes in the back of my hair. Frenchie is wearing multicolored twists in her hair. And she's on Broadway. She's about to actually star in Ain't Misbehaving in the role that Neil Carter played with her natural hair. That would have never happened 15 years ago. They would have asked her to put on a wig, but she's doing that role with her hair. So I think that we've come a long way, baby, despite some of the hate. You know, like I said, there's some places in the Army where still a person can't wear locks. The locks can't touch their neck. They can't enjoy that. I hope that one day we'll all be free to express our hair any way we want to. I also know some people with locks and braids who know nothing about their consciousness and are a poison to their people. So I want to make sure that I say out loud that this extension of my hair doesn't mean that I'm conscious. My heart, my mind, my point of view are what make me conscious. This is just an extension of my consciousness here on this earth. How does my hair play into my artistry? Well, I've always loved to play around with makeup and hair and fashion. And for me specifically, this style right now, there's a photo that this photographer took of me, and her name is Sneak Shot Photography, and I'm performing on this Prince tribute, and I swung my hair forward and back, and it looks like I'm the goddess Shiva, as if my hair are all these extensions of my arm and my soul moving at once. And so I use it. I think now it's an appendage. It's not just my hair. It's a part of my soul. It's a part of my voice moving in sync with me as I perform and I give of myself on stage. I feel beautiful in it. And even if I were to decide to not wear these beads, it would still be an extension of myself that I would feel beautiful, sexy, powerful, the closest to my ancestors and on stage. Being in Ghana and experiencing my own hair story through the lens of my first time here, well, it's a very dynamic and it's complicated, but not complicated story. I'm here actually meeting my family and seeing my nieces and my sisters and their hair stories is inspiring. My nieces have the most beautiful set of cornrows, and I love watching her say at night, "Look, I need somebody to give me a head wrap so that I can tie my hair properly. I cannot be fuzzy when I get to school." And she's 8 years old. She says, "I am strong, I am wise, able, and shy." And then she throws her hair around like this. And that's my niece, Nana Ora. And she's amazing and beautiful, brown somebody, the color of a perfect bar of chocolate. My nephews have the most amazing little angelic afros. And then I spent 2 nights ago twisting my youngest nephew, Asida's hair, and he's only 18 months old, and so it became this thing of us watching cartoons together while I put twists in his hair so he could prepare to pick out his little boy afro for preschool in the morning. But I think the most amazing part of not just the hair story, but the African story, and for me, living in the States, everything is defined upon your blackness, but here, it's just who you are. You woke up in the morning, you looked up and there was a billboard, and everything is black, black, but not black, African, braids, hair, perms are happening here, wigs are happening here. There are a lot of wigs and there are a lot of weaves. I didn't expect a lot of that. I did expect to walk out and everybody was swinging a full mane of braids or cornrows, but I also understand that part of that is the fascination with the West for some of us. You know, like our fascination with Africa has made us braid our hair and twist our hair and grow it naturally because we have an interpretation of Africa that may be different. You know, ours is kind of stuck in where that age where Africa was defining hair by doing these amazing styles based upon the messages that they were braiding into it well before there was a history book to really catalog what that was about. And us going back to get that and bringing it to America so that we could have an identification with ourselves as Africans. But here, it's just who you are. My sister Otiwa surprised me when she came home and she has this badass set of salt and pepper, gray and black twists in her hair and they're, you know, waist length, and she's fabulous at swinging them. And then my youngest sister, Adoma, has this badass ombre weave that she just got done, and so she has her hair pressed in the front because she wears her hair natural as well, but sometimes she likes to wear her hair straight. They're fashionistas, and I love the way in which they define themselves by all the many ways that they can wear their hair. It's been amazing, but it's also been cool walking the streets of Ghana and having something brand new and awesome, even here in a place I call home for the first time, where what this is doing is still defining fashion, and they're asking me, how did they do that? I bet I could get that done here, but I don't think they'd let me sit that long, you know. It feels good. It feels good, and to still be a part of creating an idea of beauty based upon hair, even at home. I would love to see, I think the thing that does break my heart is this identity where we have to chase this idea of whiteness or lightness or brightness, and I'm seeing a lot of brown knuckles and brown knees and brown elbows and white faces and permed hair to the point of, you know, damage. But, you know, in order to have one, you have to have the other. There has to be contrast and comparison. And the bulk of it, I'm seeing a lot of beauty and things that I'm even inspired to go back home and do. Like ARETHA, for instance, our fearless leader. She's already looking at me like she doesn't want to be mentioned, but I have to. She dictates fashion everywhere she goes. She wears a crown of flowers on her head everywhere she goes with this amazing plumage of braids all twisted into these what look like Bantu knots on her head. And when she's walking, everything stops. Everything stops. And I like doing that with her because when I walk, everything stops. And I think natural hair has its capability to just stop everything and start a conversation that isn't usually had, because we can do so many things with it. We can mold it, we can shape it. When I went to Afro-punk, New Wave wrapped my hair and created this crown, and then I put on a crown around it. And people were stopping me on the street. I couldn't even get to the festival for folks stopping me to take pictures of my hair because it was something they hadn't seen. And even since I've been here, other Ghanaians have stopped me to take pictures of my hair to say, this is something I haven't seen, I'd like to do that. So yeah, being home has been amazing. Global African hair story. I think it means the universal language in which we speak of ourselves as people of color through our hair, and that has many languages and many looks and many definitions. And even while we were talking about this, I was brought back to this quote from Nina Simone, and he said, why are you so driven to tell our stories? And she says, because I think that black people are the most beautiful people of the world, in the world. Sorry, I think that black people are the most beautiful people in the world, and but they don't even know it. And I'm driven to push that message by any means necessary. That's what I think that black global hair stories are all about. That inner feeling, that drive to tell our stories to our people who don't yet know how beautiful they are, but are waiting to be told so by any means necessary.
Your